I'm not sure, man. So kinda like ease up here. Shipping. All right. Let's get rid of her. Ooh, a special screening. I have no idea where I got that from. Friend request. You see my volume is all the way up. There we go. Let's look at chat for a bit. Oh, not really monetized. Let's black this out for you guys. Let's watch. Let me watch the actual like comments real quick. Quality is pretty good. What's up, little Trizzy? Let's get a pop-out chat for you guys. Okay, let's back on the cam. Alright, so look, hey, add me on PS4. Sure. This guy called me a nigga. There we go. Can you guys please subscribe to him? Can y'all guys please subscribe to this guy? He wants to be subscribed to. This guy called me a dick. Thank you. How do I take off slow mode? Oh well, I can't take off slow mode right now. After when I leave the event, I'll accept friend requests and play with people. I'm terrible at the game though. I haven't played like any games for like the past week, and then before that I probably played once a week the past like few months. Oh wow. No idea what I'm doing. Kyle Kid 2009, I see a friend request. I have a lot of friend requests. What do y'all want to see in the meantime? Let's play some Snaky, why not? Let's see, Snaky guys. Let's play some Snaky. No, I said Slinky. Let's see, browser game. Let's just go with that. Looks Slither.io, I guess that's good enough. Should be my. Who wants to put a name? Who wants to give me a name? Anybody want to give me a name? Oh, this slow mode is really annoying, isn't it? Give me 1 second, I'm gonna take off the slow mode. One second. Just give me 1 second, I'm taking off the slow mode off the chat. I'll put it to 10 seconds. Alright. Alright, I'm about to put back on. There we go. Slither.io. Who wants to give me a name? It's black. Yeah, I took off my screen for a second. Okay, this guy said. Okay, I like Jacker and Snack. I like Snack. There's less profanity. There we go. Is there somebody dancing near me? No. Okay. Yeah, buddy. Let's see if I can make these bigger ones cry. Wow, he like straight up touched me. He's supposed to die. When you know I'm trying to like, you know what I'm trying to do. Oh, I like this one. He has flag of the freedom. Oh, you are a complete bot. Let's change my skin. Yeah, land of the free. Snake of freedom. There we go. Oh, free some. I guess that works too. Shoot. I don't know what my game plan there was. Let's go. Oh, the music stopped. Weird. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Freedom. Okay, I think it's about to start. I hear nothing. I guess I can't dance. You're ready for like complete excrement and brainwashing at its finest. Why is it so silent? Jeez. Is it not here? Everything is silent. Can't dance. My headboard's on.
What's up? I'm back.
Yep,
Ooh.
back. What's up, Doc?
All these people added me.
Well, you are on a stream.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay, I'm here now.
Say hi to my stream. Where's your manners?
What's up, YouTube? It's the ragging here, as you can see in the comment
No,
section.
no, don't plug your channel. Get out of here with that.
Oh. Wait. I'm in a session with different people. What? Okay, I might bounce you up.
Look, is that Russian? There we go.
Okay, I'm just gonna share your thing.
Okay, back to Slither.io. Let's do this. Why is my audio like just terrible?
Is it?
Let me check if.
Don't check. Okay, I'm checking.
High FPS gameplay.
It's not to me.
Wow. You are complete. I was playing Slither.io. Let's see
Yeah,
what.
I looked on it and I just saw that. Okay, I'm checking. But before it was on Fortnite.
FPS gameplay. Oh wow, that is extremely loud. Here we go. Starts in 1 minute.
Oh, I'm not even by the screen.
You could dance?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No.
You know why they did that, right?
So we can't peel tomatoes.
We can't peel tomatoes at the screen. There we go. In case nobody understands, so this, what they're showing here is complete brainwashing. And it basically teaches you how not to think for yourself.
Somebody said, hey, if I sub, you have to scream yeet in your mic.
I mean,
scream yeet.
I don't even use my channel, so my subs, I don't care about the numbers. If you like me as an individual, you can watch the channel. But yeet!
Yeet.
7, 6, 5. We're so hyped. Look at this. Where are you?
Okay. They mad, they high. Thinking the badge is better than having some heart. Okay, look now, look how they running. They beating white people down just to show us what's coming. Or to show us we nothing.
Oh my gosh.
We only welcome us singing or balling. You shut up and dribble.
Hey everybody, I'm Carrie Champion. Welcome to We the People. So today we are having a very candid conversation with athletes and artists who want to make sure that
Who are
you use your
rich.
voice
Who
to
are
vote.
rich.
Voting
Oh,
is
that's
your
you,
voice.
Anonymous.
They're all
So
rich.
we have so many different
They have
issues that have happened in
captions, I
this
like
country.
that.
It's really truly unprecedented time. So I'm looking forward to these conversations.
These are
I
all
think you'll
black
be
people that
educated
pretend to be
as well as
oppressed, but they're
entertained, but most
actually
importantly
rich.
informed.
Someone
They
We
make
said,
have
millions of
morethevote.org,
dollars.
someone said that
whenweallvote.org,
the event
and
is sick. I'm watching it
fairfight.com.
right
Those
now.
resources
Yeah,
are
buddy.
imperative
Yeah, it's
as we
sick
try
in
to
your
change
head.
our future.
Protect my vote. Look at this.
I want tomatoes.
Yeah, la.
There's no way that we can talk about hip hop or even the fact that we want to talk about activism, black voter suppression, without bringing in this guy straight from Port Arthur, Texas. We are talking about Bumby.
He
He
said the
is
B
an
word.
activist, a scholar, and an all-around
Demonetized.
gentleman. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Bun, I don't want to start heavy, but I guess I have to because that's where we are in the world today. It's heavy as hell. And when you think about what
It's
needs
heavy
to
with
happen in this
equality.
country in
Living an
terms of
equal
change, what's the
time
first thing that you
everybody has equal rights nowadays.
Equality. That's pretty much the first thing that comes to mind, right? Black people need to be seen as equals in this world.
Yeah,
We
and
have to
everybody
fight just
is
to be
equal in
recognized
this
as a
world.
full citizen.
He says
in
it
this
like
country,
it's
and
not a reality. Like he's not a
three-fifths.
the world is now seeing
multimillionaire.
what we've known for so long. In
You
the
know, he
culture
says
and
it
in the
like he's not a
community.
multimillionaire.
The
who went
one
to
way that we can
college
fight is
to
obviously
get the
voting.
degree
Talk to
he's
me
boasting
about what voting means to you.
I hear people all the time talking about one vote doesn't matter and that voting doesn't make a difference. If that's true, why do they work so hard to suppress the black vote? Because they understand the power of the vote. And so it's time that black people collectively also understand the power of their vote. And not just on a national level, because a lot of times we only have this conversation every 4 years. People need to be very much involved in their local politics. They need to
People don't need to
understand
be
who their
involved
elected
in
No,
officials
yes, they
are,
should,
where they
but they
stand
should
on
they
issues
should
that
care
affect
about
you. And
policies
you need
that
to use your
benefit them.
vote to either support the ones that
You know,
care about
these
you and your
people are
condition,
paid to
or to
behave
elect
like
people who do. A
they
newer
support
initiative that
certain
we're
people, but
dealing
the
with
people they
is
support they never actually
educating
like
felons,
benefit blacks.
right? So in the state of Texas, if you're a felon, right, if you've been to jail or to prison, but you're no longer on probation or parole, you have the right to register to vote. Another thing that was just brought to my attention, there's an initiative called Orange, which is happening not just in Houston, but all over the country. If you're in jail currently
And why would they bring
during
this in
pre-trial,
children?
but you have
Oh well,
not
this
been
is like because
convicted,
this
like
game
you're still in jail
is
waiting
a lot of
for
white
your day in
kids
court,
that don't
you are still eligible
understand
to vote.
what it's like
And
being
you
black in
said
America are
something
gonna watch
so
this
key.
and
They
think
work so hard
this
to
is how black
hope
people live.
that we
It's
stay
not a reality.
uninformed, but more importantly, to suppress the black vote. If you could do one thing with this message that we're trying to send today about how important voting is, what type of images would you like our people
want
to
tomatoes.
understand and see
This
when
guy
they
is on
go
my
to these
stream.
polls
There's
and vote
no
or
way
when
he's
they
not on my
cast their
stream. He's like,
ballots?
I think the
you're
images that
harassing
we've all
me.
seen, you know what I'm saying, for
Who's that
decades
red?
in this country,
Oh.
if not centuries in this country, we've seen black people oppressed, we've seen black people attacked. So every time you look back
Look at your
and you see
comments.
those old black and white
Let's
images
see what
of
you
people
got
of
to
color
say,
being
guys.
attacked by dogs and people of color being
Kelly,
sprayed with
shut
hoses,
the
that's what they
F
were
up.
fighting for.
Kimberly
Back then, they were
Brockridge,
just
I'm gonna
fighting
show
for a
that.
chance to vote. People like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Malcolm X, these people died to help us
That's
be
that's
in
what
a
you call the
position to
white
have the
black
power that we have
apologist.
now,
So
which is to be able to cast a vote and
she's
make a
probably a
decision
white
about
girl,
the people that
probably
have controls
a
over our
little
lives.
girl.
So, I mean, if you in your own community
She's all
need a
about
reason
that
to vote, look at a person
virtue
like George
signaling,
Floyd.
you know.
If the people in your city are not open
You
to
are a
police
hero,
reform,
Kimberly.
are not open to having a conversation about defunding the police, are not open to issues concerning economic equality, judicial equality, and racial
Defunding the
equality,
police causes
right?
more
If they're
crime. You
scared
go
to
to a
say
black
Black Lives
community and
Matter,
you ask
you have
anybody
the
if they want
power
to
to put
defund
people
the
in those
police, they're
positions
gonna say
who do
no.
believe that Black Lives Matter,
Only the
who do believe
celebrities
in
gonna
racial
say that
equality,
shit.
economic equality, judicial equality,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Who see us as human beings. And if the people in your community don't feel
I
that
wish I
way,
had my
vote them out.
pickaxe at
It's that
least.
simple. It's just vote them out. We don't
should,
have
like,
enough
10
time
our
to
box
sit
on the
around and hope that
screen.
people change their minds.
Yeah, Bumpy, you point out something so important. We have the power, and that is in our vote, and that is with our voice, and that's how we use our voice. I think
I
of where we
low-key
are right now.
want to
People say
like
this
I
is a
want to
particular
see
moment,
Joe
but it is a
Biden get
movement,
into power
not
just
just a
so
moment. It
people
is a
could like
movement.
cry
Why,
and
in your
see
opinion,
what a
was
Democrat does to
it
the black
George
community.
Floyd's death? Why was that the chosen brutality for people to say, "Oh my God, black people are still oppressed in this country," and it is not fair?
I think it's twofold, Carrie. In so many different encounters between people of color and the police, there simply is no proof of what happened in the interaction. And so what happens is in a court of law, it tends to lean towards the policeman's point of view.
Yes, because there's no
right?
proof.
In
He
this
just said
case, we
there's
saw
no
very
proof.
clearly what
So
happened.
like,
I think
what
the other
these
thing
people are trying to
is
do
due to the
is
fact that
get
everyone
rid
was
of
at home,
yes, free speech.
basically,
So if a white
during
man
this
kills
time
a black
period
man,
in
it's
relation to
instantly
the
racist.
coronavirus, you
It
couldn't
doesn't
avoid it.
matter how
Right? It was
aggressive
on
that
every
person
television
is.
station. It was on every social media platform. Everywhere you turn, you were constantly hit upside the head with this message. You see in the interaction that this man did nothing to deserve what happened.
That's right. So well said, because if you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't worth it, and he didn't have to lose his life. I think that you touched on something that a lot of people talk about.
It kind of sucks how they
and that
just
is
do
now
this.
defunding
This
the
kind
police.
of
That has been such
they
a
like
huge conversation, but there's so many
literally
misconceptions
dig
around
up for like the
defunding
worst
and
case scenario, and they
dismantling.
finally got one
If you
with
will,
George
educate
Floyd.
the audience.
Like,
Right. So
Someone
most
said,
people, when they hear the term defund the
your game
police,
is
they tend to think of,
144
oh, they're going to take away our police
frames per
department.
second.
Nothing could be further
oh,
from
my
the
game
point.
can be whatever
Defunding the
frames I
police
want it
means
to be.
that in certain communities, even in Houston, take for example, we had over $1 billion allocated to our police force. Now, what is that money being used for? Some of that money tends to be allocated towards riot shields, right? Pepper spray, right? That kind of thing. That's only used against the people that fund this budget. Right, so why would the people
no, it's
want
used
to
against
supply the police with the means to oppress them? If the police are
oppress
concerned
people who
about
are
the
gonna
situation
burn down
in certain
buildings. This is
communities,
what this is the
with a
message
higher
they're trying to
crime
push.
rate. Well, higher crime rates tend to happen in communities where there's not employment opportunities, right? There's not a lot of social services.
And what
people
these
are going
same
to do
guys
what
here,
they
like the
need to
same
do
guys you're talking
take
to
care
here
of
right now,
themselves
Trump
and
is
their
making
families.
some
When a community has
opportunity
more
zones where
opportunities for
businesses can
employment,
invest
more
in these
opportunities
black
for upward
communities
mobility,
so that the
then
black
they tend
communities
to
have
be less of
jobs.
a
But
strain on
these
the
same
government.
Democrats you're
They
watching
tend to have a
here
lower
are the
crime
same
rate,
people that
and
are
because
trying to
of
take
that,
that
we'll have
down.
less need for the police in those
Nobody's
communities.
gonna talk about that
You
ever.
are passionate about so many different things in terms of making sure that we are holding our leaders accountable. Talk to me about some of the other projects that you're
I
working on.
thought they would
Well,
have
right
at
now,
least made
obviously,
her
being a
like
part of more than a
camera
vote is essential.
clean.
We're dealing with primaries in this
Because
country
this
right now,
camera's clean, I
and
use
we
it
just
on
want
phone.
to educate people.
This
We want to
whole
inform
thing,
people because people are
this
tired,
entire
they're
thing here
angry, they're
is a sham.
concerned,
I
and
could
they
prove
want
that in one
information and they
second.
want
Look at
action.
this.
This
And
is
so we want to make sure that we
pre-recorded,
give them the right
Oops.
and I guess
information
I
they
don't
don't
want to
want
see
lead
to
them
that
in the right
dolphin.
direction.
Let's
And we
go
thank
with
the people that do not look
private
like us
window.
for standing with us right now, because it's very
We the
important
people.
that
Let's go.
people who aren't black be
Where did that
involved,
show?
because if
Alright.
black people could have
Nope,
gotten rid of
nope, wrong
racism,
call.
we would have done it hundreds of years ago. And so I'm trying to use my voice and my platform just to let people know that
What's
if
the
they
name
feel
of
like I do,
this
there's
guy?
a number of places they can go to enact change in their community. People need to know about how their city
Yeah.
council
Oh, there we
runs.
go.
They need to know that they
I
have
just saw
the
it.
ability to speak when city council meets, to
This
let them know that that's not
is
the way that
hosted.
they
They're trying
feel
to
their
hide
city
who it's
needs to be
hosted
run.
from, but I
Those are
forgot who
not
it
the places
is.
that they feel the money of their
And
Someone
community
said
needs to be
Fortnite is
allocated.
doing facts. No,
And Bubby,
Fortnite
even a
is
step
not.
further, they can run
Van-
for office in their local community. They
just
can run for
CNN
positions. Like, people
van.
act like they leave it up to somebody else. If you're upset, it's
CNN.
not hard to get on the school board. It's
Wow,
not hard to
let's
be a
go.
part of the city council. It really
Oh,
isn't.
Van
And depending on how
Jones.
small
This
your
guy
town is, you
is
can be a
a
mayor.
racist.
It's the power is
So
with
racist.
the people, and we need to just know that that's happening.
Absolutely. And it's always been with the people. You know, if you look at
Let's just type
Trayvon
in
Martin's
racist.
mother, Sabrina Fulton, right?
Why
She
not?
felt that there was a system of racism and a system of oppression that led to her son's death.
Someone
And
said,
so what
why
did
do
she
you
do?
have
She ran for city
Delphine
council and she was elected to city council. Our own
background?
former president, 44, Barack Obama,
because
right, started in the community as an activist,
that's who we
ran
got
for an
right
elected
now.
position, became senator, ran
Damn,
for
we
another
wanted to
elected
time
position,
Shut
became
the
president of the
hell
United States.
up.
So don't think
Shut
that you
this
can't make a
girl up.
difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't need
Yo,
a lot of
why are
money.
you
You
telling
don't
me
need
that
a
you're
lot of
literally
power.
white? Your
Your
name is
voice is enough to
Brathwaite.
make a difference.
Amen. I feel like I need to go out and run for something. You gave me a rousing speech
Your
there,
name
sir.
is Kimberly
I'd be remiss if I
Brathwaite.
didn't ask you this. When
I know
when
that's
I
like an
talk
English
to,
last name.
my brothers, I have to ask you, as a black man, how are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a very strong
Look at this.
relationship
This guy
with
is
God,
the most
so prayer
opinion. This
definitely
is
works
who's
for me.
hosting
I
the-
have
Van Jones
children
is so
and grandchildren
something.
who
It
are
said
watching me,
Delphine
who are
is
encouraged by
girl.
what I do, and they're
Yeah,
proud
that
of
just
me.
by talking
You know, and that's really what
about
matters.
this. And more
you know?
white
The change starts
Stop
at
it.
home. You know,
Americans
so
are
as
talking
long
about
as you
this
have
now.
a support system that believes in what you're doing and supports you in what
This
you're
is
doing, you
BS.
have everything you need to go out there and fight the good fight. And for those that don't,
What-
there's a
what can I
community of
say,
people
though?
here to help you. So you can go to places like morethanavote.org. There are many different places that will encourage you, inform you, and they will put you with groups of
He
people
someone
that
said, be
feel like you,
respectful
that
during
are
the
ready to
BLM
take
events.
action. So no one has to go
Oh,
about this alone
I
if they
stand
want
in
to do it.
solidarity with Black
Yeah,
Lives Matter.
yeah.
I don't.
We're stronger together. People
These
have been saying it,
guys
but that has
on Black
much more
Lives Matter.
meaning
These
now that
guys are
we're in
using
our
Black Lives
movement,
Matter
not
as a
just this
cover
moment.
so that the
It's been an education,
anarchists
always a
could
pleasure.
riot
Thank you so much.
and
I
cause
appreciate
chaos
you.
in
Keep fighting
cities.
the good fight.
These
Keep up the
guys
good fight.
are using Black Lives Matter to cover that. Okay, They're calling riots
Yeah,
peaceful
hello.
protests.
So our next guest, I have to admit, I'm a
That's not the
fan,
same thing.
but there are so many different people that we could talk to, and I thought it was so imperative that we speak with her. You know her as Molly on the huge, successful show Insecure, HBO's Insecure. She also has a comedy special highlighting her Nigerian
100%
roots,
sure if you
and
did
she's
your
an
own research,
amazing
you
podcaster.
realize that the
Let's
whole
welcome
Black
in
Lives
Yvonne
Matter
Fortier,
narrative
everyone.
is
You
complete
have such
BS.
a beautiful way of making things funny, giving us our
She
medicine
looks
food
like an
candy,
angry
right?
black
The
woman.
humor and the
Yeah.
healing. You bring
She looks like an
all of
evil,
that
angry black
to your
woman.
space. And right now, as you look across
That
the
is an
country and how
evil, angry
everyone is so
black woman.
broken and so upset, if it's not social injustice, it's the pandemic,
And what's
it's
going on with her
depression,
head? That looks
employment,
disgusting.
the list goes on and on. How are you doing, quite frankly?
You know, I am.
An
I'm
angry,
rediscovering
evil
self
black person.
in a way
I'm an
that
angry, evil black woman.
that is
Yes,
hard
I am.
but necessary. That will lead to ultimate joy. I know it sounds like a lot, but no, I think I personally think that God put all of us on a global timeout. Like we just,
Oh, come
America
on.
hasn't done as good as other
BS.
people when it comes to timeouts because everyone else is out playing at recess, and we're still in the principal's office hoping and wishing we can come out. But I think that if we
Turn
settle
down that
into the
volume.
timeout and really learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn from this season, I think we'll emerge better. We'll learn how to play well with others in more ways than one. And so personally for me, I'm taking this time to learn me in a new way. I feel like I'm being ushered into a new
You know
season
who's
and I'm getting still because
excellent?
sometimes the busy
This
confounds the
woman right here,
work
Candace
that we're
Owens.
supposed to actually
She
be doing. We're busy
is
doing
an
other stuff,
awesome
but we
black
got
woman.
work that we
Okay,
need to do on
this
the inside. And
is a
I'm like,
black
I'm
woman I
leaning into it. I'm like,
respect
dang,
because she speaks the
I
truth.
thought I was gonna be able to rest like everybody else. And
This
God's like,
Someone
nah,
said,
we got
oh,
work
I'm
to
just
do.
reading the
This
chat
is a
out.
Democrat
You know
chill.
what? And I think that's what everybody is
somebody
saying
who
about
works for the
2020.
media
It's demanding that we be
and
better.
who
And
has
you
to push
said
a
it's a global
narrative
timeout. What do
to
you
keep
mean
a
by
job.
Yeah, it's like everyone sit down.
Someone
Sit down, be humble,
Someone
to quote
said,
the great prophet Kendrick
unsub
Lamar.
from him. I don't believe in God.
But like, no, seriously, sit down and let's
I don't
reevaluate some
care what
things.
you say
Let us
about that.
unearth and shake up the things that we have been trying to hide within ourselves, within
What
our
does this have to do
nation.
with?
I think America is going through an unraveling right now, a much
Literally
needed
call her
Literally
an
call her
angry.
an angry.
31, and
Yeah,
I
she
think
is an angry black
all
woman.
eyes on us, right? There
What
is
is
no,
that? That is a
oh,
happy
I was
black
on
woman.
the
That is not a
subway
happy
for an
black woman.
hour, so I didn't miss that thing that happened.
This
No,
is a happy
everybody
black
was
woman.
home.
See,
Everybody, was watching when George Floyd died, and everybody, no one could hide. Everyone
Hello,
was watching
Facebook
when Amy
family.
Cooper called the cops. Like,
I
Let's
this
have
is
shut
a
decided
time
this
where
to do
it's
this
like, oh,
video.
you
It has been
can't
weighing
pretend.
very heavily on my heart,
this is a
and
happy
on my
black
mind as
person.
well. And it was something that I wanted to say early on, but there were so many emotions and so much pressure for me to go with the popular opinion about who George Floyd was. And sometimes it can be difficult when there are just so many external pressures to say what you believe. And this was an instance where I felt like my silence would have been better in the beginning, but the more that I think about it, I realize that we are being sold a lot of lies, and at the detriment to the black community, at the detriment to the white community, and at the detriment to America as a whole. So I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from. I have spent a considerable amount of time reading a lot of Black authors that I think are some of the most brilliant Black Americans
Let's just
reading.
do the first one.
Walter
Why not?
Williams, Shelby Steele, Thomas Sowell,
They're saying
and
show
I recently
Fortnite.
came across
Oh, look at
something
this.
that was an idea
Let's
that was
get
planted
into
into my
his-
head
Someone said you
by
are
Shelby
against.
Steele, and it has been
You are
something that
against them.
Yes,
I
I am. I'm against the destruction of, like, I can see from watching from the outside that a lot of Americans do not care too much about their freedom. They don't care too much about their country. They care about feelings. Sad, but
It is what
Sure.
has happened in the past when the world was still open, right?
These
In that,
people care about feelings.
okay,
You wanna know why
you
they don't care
had
about their country?
everyone,
'Cause When
from
taxes
Trayvon
raised, they don't
Martin
have
to
to care.
Castillo to
They're in the
Sandra Bland. You had
entertainment industry.
all of these lives lost,
When you
and
defund the police, so you think
black people
it's
made some noise.
affecting them? No, it's putting more
You
money
know,
in
we
their pockets,
rioted,
and they
we
have
got out
private
in the
security
streets,
all
we
around
started
their
the Black
houses.
Lives
They
Matter
have
movement,
private
all of those
police all
things.
around their
And then
communities.
white people kind of just like, oh, let's give them something, or
Something,
and
yeah,
then it's
this
just
is a
like,
Fortnite video. What's the
is
point
it
if he's
over?
going through
It's
Fortnite?
like Oscar is so black. Okay,
Oh no, I'm
we
sure in
we
Fortnite.
gave some Oscars. Are we good now? Like, are we even? You know, and it's now it's just like, oh no. This is not
If you're
about like
white, right?
a band-aid. It's
There
like,
you go,
yo,
Are
we're gonna have
sir.
to amputate the leg a
Are
little
you?
bit. But it's all right
Let me
because
see
we
what he
gonna
had to say.
by
Freedom
amputating
of
the leg, we're gonna
speech.
save the body. And so I think
I
that's
can't
what's
on.
happening now. Like
I
America
mean,
is
it's
I
on
just felt
realizing,
like
oh,
show,
black
it's
doing
people are
it.
just
there.
making a
It's
little bit of
everybody.
noise.
You can
Like
unsubscribe
the
from me if you
protests
don't
are
like
still
it.
out.
I don't care.
The conversations are still being
I don't want
had. The
anybody that
change
has
is still being
destructive
demanded.
views.
And I think they're
If you have
seeing,
destructive views,
oh, this is
then
not
get
going
the hell out,
away.
buddy.
And no, it's not, because we need systematic change.
What a beautiful way to explore what is happening and describe our country. We might have to amputate the leg, but that's to save the body. That's what's happening right now. That's beautiful, Yvonne.
Yeah, that's
And to that
beautiful.
end, I have to ask you this, because the way that we do
I want
that,
you
we
to
use
tell me
our
how are
voice.
they
And our
oppressed.
voice
Tell
right
me,
now in this
all
world,
of you
in this
guys
country,
who say
is our
my
vote.
opinion is
And
trash.
everyone
Well,
talks about voting and how important it is,
tell
but I feel like
me.
more than ever we
No,
understand that
Fortnite's
it's not
trend here.
just about voting every
I
4
want
years
you
for
to
the man
tell
in
me
office.
how
It's about your
this
local elections. It's about the
little lady
mayor.
there
It is
is
about the
oppressed.
district attorney, the people who have the power to bring charges against police if police brutality is an issue in your
How are
community.
these
If
two
you care
women
about your
oppressed?
school
Tell me.
district, you can run for the school board. I ask this of you,
Party
right? Your
moving in
parents
30.
are from Nigeria. You are Nigerian. You talk about that very lovingly. What does voting mean for you?
You know, I think voting is power. I remember, I became a naturalized
Voting is
citizen
power.
back in the 90s, when, because I was still a minor, my mom naturalized, and so we were able to do it under her. And just even that power of like, we're American citizens and
I
all
can't
the
even hear my
access that
glider
we
song.
have by being citizens, one of those accesses and those access to power being voting, it's a big deal. It's a big deal because not only do we have the opportunity to be in this country, but now we can be of the country. We can be of the systems. We can be of the rules. We can be of what it actually affords. But I think going back to your earlier comment about
Let's see what they say.
just
Someone
the
said you're
setup of
silenced.
Oh no, I'm
When
not
it comes
silencing you. I'm
to
showing your
I
comments
think
on.
we are done a
I
disservice.
didn't
Either
delete the
it's
message.
schools
As you
or
can,
whatever it is,
sheriff
and I'm not
makes
putting teachers on
Cringe
blast. I
tied
think
up by
teachers do a phenomenal
ragging.
job, but for some
I
reason,
don't time out
we do
nobody's
not,
message.
and give them all the raises. I know too many parents who are like,
You have
this
100%.
child of mine, I do love them, but hey, who?
There you go.
Where can I
I would
drop
love
more?
how you could tell
And
me
I do
with
think that
my
there's a
nappy head
disservice done
that
because,
I'm
again, when we talk
racist.
about voting, to your point, we talk about every 4 years. It's important to vote for the presidency. We don't realize, like, oh, snap, we actually can vote about, like, how much our libraries get. It's like small things like
People
that,
don't
but they
actually
make a big
realize how
difference.
they
The
like
thing
When
is,
you
they
think of voter
don't
suppression
know.
in this country, what does it look like
They
for you?
just
It's
assume
the
I'm white
systems.
and
When we
call
talk
me a
about voter suppression,
racist.
we also talk about systematic racism, right? It's
But if
all
they
the
saw my
systems that's
head,
set up.
they'll be
And
like,
we've
oh,
normalized,
he's just a free
okay,
thinking black
maybe
man,
your
right?
job will give you a half day, or maybe, you'll be able to get this luxury. It shouldn't be a luxury. It should be built into the system. It should be built into the fabric of how we vote. But maybe you'll be able to get this luxury in order to enable you to go vote. Think about everything disenfranchised, marginalized,
If he's banning
black
you,
person has to
then
endure
you
in a
wouldn't
day.
be
So
here.
in a day, you need to get to work.
No,
If something
you have
happens to
the
your
right to
car,
comment. I'm
if something
telling
happens to
you,
your
like,
child care, if something happens to, there's so many factors along the way that can send you
nobody
into a
said black people
tailspin
don't
as
matter.
an American. And
Black
then you add
people,
on as
black
a
lives
person of
do
color.
matter. Black lives aren't better.
If you're just
That's what
trying to
I'm
get to
trying to
vote
preach.
and you
People,
already have to go through all
the
of these
nowadays
hurdles
Black
and
Lives
hoops
Matter
in your
movement is
everyday
not
life,
actually Black Lives Matter.
imagine
It's
the
Black
one
Lives
day when your
Better. That's what they're
voice really is
preaching.
supposed to matter the most in this country. But then you also see all the times that you tried to have your voice matter, and then it's
You
been
understand?
shut down, repressed, told it doesn't matter.
Keep one eye
And
open
then
when you
you're kind of
sleep
like,
tonight.
So
what's
I
the
pray
point?
to God,
How
so
do we keep?
I
How
can
do we
keep both
keep
my eyes
hope,
closed, and
though?
I know I'm
If
protected by the
I'm
Holy
watching
Spirit.
this right now, I want to.
I
How
didn't
do we as
unban
a
him. There's
people
no way
stay
to
hopeful? How
unban
do we
him.
believe in the promise
I already
that these
tried to
quote
do. If you
unquote
went
forefathers
back,
have given us?
And
He
you
was just
stream.
on
Have you met
timeout
black people?
300
By,
seconds.
Yeah, it's
by
timeout for 300 seconds. And
Bro,
I didn't put the timeout
like
Dragon
hope
did.
is infused in our DNA. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, if
I
we
usually
hadn't
put
been,
timeout
if
to
we
racist
haven't
people
been
in my
broken
comments.
now through, be it through slavery, through
Give
capitalism,
it to me.
through
Give it to me.
colonization, through segregation,
I didn't
through
time
Oh,
out
yes.
anybody.
But
I
You see
only
how they're
time out
looking,
people
yeah?
who call me
the
nigger.
history of
Because
black
a
people
lot of
in
people
this
don't
country
like
is at one
that
point
I am
we
one.
were 3/5 people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
At one-
That was a
That's
written
all they're
law.
talking about right
And look at
now.
us now. We are
Yes,
whole. We are
sister,
black girl
preach the
magic. We are
word.
black boy
Anyways,
joy. We are, you know what I'm saying?
comments, I want you all
So
to...
what I think about in terms of giving us hope, right?
This
We're
is
making a
Black
lot of
Lives
people
Better.
nervous right now, Carrie. We're making
This
a
is
lot
no
of
longer
people nervous
Black
right now
Lives
because they're
Matter. It's
like,
Black Lives Better.
dang, we put
As in
all
they
these
preach
obstacles in their way,
superiority over
and
another
these
race.
jokers are
They
resilient.
don't preach
But that
equality.
should give
They
us
preach
hope. That should give us hope that
superiority.
like we can't stop, won't stop. I mean, I went to the school of Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag, Harlem shaking it right now. We can't stop, won't stop. And I
not a lie,
think that's
it's
our
true.
motto. We can't stop voting and we won't stop voting. We can't stop marching and we won't stop marching. We can't stop thriving and we won't stop thriving.
To that end, because you led me directly there, I've been asking everyone who's
She's a
appeared on this
actress,
platform, what
alright.
does activism look like? And I feel
He's
like
like
back
on
in the
the
day,
screen.
we had an idea.
Actress,
Yes, it
yeah.
is marching. Yes, it is protesting. Yes, it is
Yeah.
speaking out against things that we feel are not
Black
right
Lives
or
Matter, or
unjust.
Black
But
Lives
talk to me about what
Better.
activism looks like for
We're all
Yvonne
equal.
Wood.
Listen, activism, I think the
Everyone
beauty of
should be treated the
activism is
same.
that it has many
Yeah, all lives
faces, right?
matter.
You're going to
Ain't
have
no black,
the
ain't
people
no
on the front
white,
lines.
ain't
Like,
no dog,
you know what?
ain't no cat.
Martin Luther King marched,
You
but
know,
there were a lot of
no,
women
no,
who were
Martin
in the homes
Luther
like,
King
hey,
marched for
UT does, when they
equality
come back,
for black
this is
people
how
to
we
be called
support
U.S.
all the
citizens
people
and
who
not
are marching on the
blacks.
front lines. And we're going
These
to be
people
here
want
doing
to
what we know
separate
to do
blacks
best
from
here.
whites and
And you know what?
separate
The
Somebody
thing
needs
is
to
a
bail
black
them out of
screen.
jail
Oh,
so
wait,
that
never mind.
so now we need to be in the
This one, no.
community, getting money or whatever it is. So it's like
So this
everybody has a position to
segregating
play. And so play your position
again.
like a
So this
shortstop,
is
bro. So
basically
whoever you are and
like
whatever
people
you
don't
do,
realize that
play
when
your
you don't know
position.
your history, you
So
repeat it.
activism
So
could look like, you know
a
what?
lot of people don't know their
I'm
history.
not the one that's built to be on the front line, but you know what? My pockets go deep, so I'm gonna support the people on the front line. You know, I'm a comedian. Black
She
joy
is a
is
bad
a form of
comedian.
Black
activism.
joy
There's
is a
always a
form
call
of
for
like what?
entertainers or celebrities that
Black
have the
what the hell
platform
is
to
that? Now
do
imagine if
something.
a
Why
white
aren't
man
you
said
speaking out? I'm not a
white
believer
joy
in thinking
is a
that
form
it's
of activism.
mandatory.
You know
Like
how
you said,
much
everyone can
outrage there would
be
be?
an activist and be activated in different
There's
ways.
a lot of
But talk to
hypocrisy
me
when
about the connection.
these
Talk to me
celebrities and
about
the
the
media
marginalization in
portray
your world and how you feel
these
like
stories. You
it
understand
even
where I'm coming from?
inspires you to say more.
If you
and use
did your own
platform to
research,
do
you
more.
would know what I'm talking
Beneath the
about.
surface of what we do, like Niecy Nash says, it's the who, right? The who is the
If
person
you're
who's going to
white,
be
be
like,
proud
hey,
to be white. If you're
let me
black,
call
be
this
proud
out.
to be black.
Either
Don't be
blind
racist. You're
racism in
not
terms of
superior.
overt racism, in terms of ways
So
that we
your
can be better,
thing
in terms of ways
had
that
to
we can
request a
actually be more
review
uplifting to
because
the community that you may not even
Oh no,
realize that
Black
you're
Lives Matter
serving.
is
Before
not
I let you
important
go,
actually.
talk
You
to me
see, the
about
thing
the
is,
urgency,
most of the
in your
numbers that you
opinion,
hear,
for people to
it's,
vote, our
it's
people
yes, the
to get
actual
out
numbers.
and
If you
vote
go
this coming
FBI
election.
statistics,
Yeah, I mean,
black people do
guys,
not get killed at a higher rate than white people do.
guys, if you think you're tired now, I'm telling you right now, we cannot
It's
take
all
this
BS.
sitting down. We can't take this
It's
jokingly. I understand that it may be
not
hard
even
to figure
against
out
it.
who to vote for, but at the end of the day, we got to vote for our families. We got to vote for our legacies.
but it's a
We
complete
got to vote
opposite for a
for
black
continued
person.
progress.
Do
We
you
have
ever
to
see a white
vote
person go
for
missing and everyone wants to find him? Find
upward
them.
mobility.
Hmm.
We have
Nope,
to vote
I've never
for
seen a white person go missing.
equality in a
Everybody
way
wants.
that is
They usually go crazy for the black people.
lasting. And if we succeeded before, we can do it again. We talk about the whole.
BLM is important.
This is the time.
Huh,
This
that's a
is
joke.
not the time to give up. This is not the time to pretend away that we haven't made
Yes, you
progress. We
can.
have.
Yeah,
There's
look, you
still
said
much
F
more to be
Black Lives
done.
Matter. Yeah,
And you know what? We might have to
F
get to a
them.
point where we pass the baton to our children and our children's
Yes,
children.
true
But
them.
we still have work to do now for that
I
generation.
love black people.
Yvonne
I hate
Orji,
that movement.
you are everything. You are Molly, but you are not Molly. But I love you so much as Molly on HBO's Insecure. You are an amazing podcaster, Jesus and Joloff. Shout out to Lovey. And then we also have movies. Like you, the world. You're a model, a cover model. Also, wait, don't let me forget your hugely successful stand-up comedy special on HBO.
Successful
Girl,
and
you're
oppressive
doing it all, and I
country
am
of America.
so
That's
grateful.
weird,
You're
huh?
truly the dream, not just the American
Weird,
dream.
huh?
You're the black girl, brown girl, do it all
Look,
dream.
someone
The
said,
immigrant
BLM
dream,
is
everything.
kind of
You're a
ruining our
beautiful,
city's
beautiful
income
soul.
because of the
I really,
raids.
really mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Oh no,
Yvonne,
you see, the
Georgie,
thing
ladies
is,
and gentlemen,
those raids
nothing but the
aren't Black
best
Lives
and
Matter.
excellence. Per
Someone
se.
said
Thank you
somebody
so much.
screen record the stream.
I love you so much, Mama.
The media
Mwah.
is using Black Lives Matter as the cover, but it's actually anarchists
Yeah.
in the background who are doing most of the
So
stuff.
Atlanta has
like
been one of the
Antifa
hotbeds in terms of political
is a
unrest
big-
and social
let's-
injustice. We've seen
anybody
so
could
much
just do your
happen
own
in that
research.
city, and we've also seen so much come from that
do
city,
your own
including
research.
one
Look
of
at
our
this.
very own founding fathers of the civil
Antifa.
rights movement, and that's Martin Luther King Jr. But right now, we want to welcome in someone who has
They're
used
the
his
anti-fascist
platform to
political
talk about
movement, and
voting, to
it's-
talk about
but
racial
they're actually
injustice
very
and how
violent.
he's trying to help.
This is
Atlanta's very
Antifa,
own
and you will
Russ
see these
joins us
flags
now on We the
at
People.
every Black
Russ,
Lives Matter.
I'm not going to fan
protest.
out and tell you what are some of my favorite songs.
These are the
that I
people
listen
who
to
are
repeat on
actually
yours.
like
We're going to get to
destroying
the topic at
cities.
hand.
Not
So
Black
we
Lives
got to
Matter.
talk about recently.
Okay,
You
look at this.
did an interview where you
Antifa.
shared your
You see
outlook on
that?
culture and music, and you also were
They're the
very
ones
candid
destroying
about
your
the fact
city,
that
not Black Lives
you
Matter.
have a privilege, and that is necessary
You
for
see,
you
the
to
thing
give
is, the
back. Tell
media will
everybody
say
about
Black
that.
Lives Matter, so
I
that
was like, it's
they can
very obvious
cushion
I'm white and
people
I'm
from
in
saying anything.
black culture and I'm
'Cause
benefiting
if you say
financially
anything,
off
you're
of it.
called a
So I feel like
racist.
if you're
That's
a
what they
white
program
person
you to do.
financially
Program you
benefiting
to
off
call
of black
people
culture,
a racist.
you have to put finances back into black culture. It's just that
Look,
simple.
I won't say that name on the stream because when
Screenshots
I
with your
said that name
feelings,
on
it
the
just comes
stream,
off like fake
you said
empathy.
it. I got
'Cause it's-
he
it
was
comes
high,
off
but
very
at the end of the day,
dismissive
he
and
did
very
not deserve to
oh,
die. It
that
was
sucks for
unfortunate how
y'all.
he
But
died.
anyway, back to what I was
But
doing.
police
Have you
usually
felt that
hold
way
people
always, or is it
pinned down like that
now
over
because of the
like
time of where we are in this country?
it happens a lot.
I've always had the feeling. I think
But I
now
still don't support how he died.
it's just obviously elevated. It's a new level, and there's new.
I think
it's
Black Lives
to the
Matter,
point
yes,
now where
but I
you
don't
can't.
support the
First of all, you
movement
can't not say
anymore.
anything. Second of all, though, I just think saying something isn't enough anymore. I think if you have the ability to
is this a
put money
rerun?
back into a culture that you're financially benefiting from, you have the ability to. You should.
It's interesting that you talk about it in that way because some people do believe that silence
Yeah, he
is
did.
the best way to
Yeah,
go
in
because
2005,
it's hard to talk race, especially
George
if you're
Floyd
white and
ran-
you're in the black
he
culture.
was a known
People
criminal
just feel as if they can't
and a
talk about it.
crackhead.
They feel awkward. They feel as if they don't
And
have the privilege
he
or
went
the voice
into
or
a
the
pregnant
words.
lady's house,
How do you find
stole
yourself
all
right
her
now
stuff,
in
pointed
terms
a
of
gun at
interacting
her
with people when they
stomach
want
and
to talk to you
threatened to
about
kill her
social
and the baby.
injustice, police brutality? What's going on in this country right now?
Well, first of all, picking and choosing whether you want to be silent or not about race, that's a privilege in and of itself. But
No, so just stay, I see why
no, I
just
mean,
stay
I
neutral.
try to
Look,
just do
this
my
man,
best to
he's only speaking because
listen to
this is Russ, right?
the black
Nobody
people
respects
around
this guy
me
in
and
the
the,
rap
and
game.
the educated black people I have in my life.
In the
So
rap game?
I do my best to
He's in the rap
not
game.
act
Now
like
he
I
trying to
have
go
all the
into
answers
R&B.
for
The reason
for
he's doing this
everything,
is 'cause
especially
if he goes
in a
against all
culture
the
that I'm not from.
rappers
But
in his
that's why
circle,
when
I'm
we
gonna respect him.
decided to raise the money
Nobody's
for
gonna
Black
want
Lives
him
Matter
around.
organization,
They're talking about raise
when
money,
we
but
raised
where the money
500,000,
actually
we
going?
got on the phone with
Yeah, this is the
some
thing.
of the women who started Black Lives
This
Matter. I got on the
organization
phone with
raised over
Tamika
$2
Malley. I was
billion.
on the phone with
You know where
Karen
that money is
Civil
going?
and
It's going
talking with
right
my
back
friends to
into
make
the
sure the money
pockets.
went to like the correct places.
It
and
didn't
people
go
who really need it.
anywhere.
It's just about listening. That's all.
Let's-
It's about
What are you
listening.
talking about? The money
Let's talk
went
about
to
that
the
for a
right
moment
places. You
because
see
the
BS coming
way I
Look
think
at
of
this.
activism, for me, it
Lives
looks very
matter
differently.
and
It's not
Maduro.
necessarily just protesting on the front lines. I think that's great. But what about being an activist in the way in which you
Look at
have
this.
decided to be one? What
Y'all know
inspired
Nicholas
you? What did
Maduro
it
is?
look
This is
like?
this
You
is
said you
the
raised
Black
money
Lives
for
Matter
Black Lives
co-founder
Matter. What
standing
did you
right
do?
next
Walk
to
us through everything that you did and how you find
Nicolas
yourself in
Maduro.
this moment right now.
right.
So for me,
Y'all know what?
it was 3
Y'all
years
should
ago.
search
I
up. This
had
is
like a
Venezuelan
string of
president.
festivals,
Right?
and I decided that I
Search
was going
this
to
guy
wear
up. This
T-shirts
guy
with a
has
message on them because I
destroyed his own
figured
country.
what better
This is what they want
what
to
better
do.
time to use a
And they're gonna
platform
cover it
than in front
and
of
use racism
a bunch of people.
and made up with racism.
So one of the
is real.
T-shirts I wore was
Look at this.
if you want to change the
I also
system,
think that it
speak
might,
up, white
Listen
silence
to
is
Fortnite
pro-racism, the whole
for a
thing.
minute.
I think a lot of things. The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame frame. Myself
This is
and
your
Alicia
Black
in
Lives
particular
Matter
are trained
co-founder, right?
organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are
We are trained
super
Marxists. Why they saying that? Do you think it's a code?
versed on sort of
Do you know what a
I see that
Marxist
ideological
ad there.
is?
theories, and I think that what we
Marxism is a
really try to
method
do
of
is build a movement that could be
socio-economical
utilized by
economic
many, many
analysis
Black
that
folk.
uses a materialist interpretation of historical development, better known as historical materialism, to understand class relations and social conflict, as well as dialectical perspective to view social transformation. So basically, they're using their Marxist regimes on us. This is basically the same as communism. It's worse than communism. There's never been one society where communism or Marxism works. It doesn't work. This is not about Black lives. You need to open your eyes and realize that Black Lives Matter is a political movement. It's not about Black
Matter, and
lives.
I don't know, maybe it's because I was younger, maybe it's because I really thought that, or I don't know, but I just think that it's got to, now this is a bit of a privilege to say it's got to a breaking point for me, because obviously it's been past the breaking point for Black people, but
Someone.
I think that as a whole,
I just shared
the
the
young
link
people
on Twitter.
need to get out and vote,
It's like
because
you
we're the
using it
ones
for
that
clickbait.
never
It's
show
all
up.
good.
You know what I
don't
mean?
really know.
We never
Ah,
show
I
up to
don't
vote,
use my job.
but we're the future. So it's like, look,
Twitter
we
is a
got to go out there and
shithole,
vote,
sad to
and
say.
then
Twitter
whatever happens,
is
happens. But at least we did our part.
a censorship.
You got to do your
button.
part.
There's so much
You're very candid in
censor,
saying that you just
censorship done
decided
on
to vote,
Twitter.
and I
That
think
is not
there's a
even a
beautiful
real
irony in the
social
fact
media
that
anymore.
you have your fans saying, because
Really
of you, I'm voting.
opinionated.
Right.
And there's something beautiful about
Yeah,
that.
that's your
But I want to
opinion.
know why now for you. Why in this moment is it important
Black
for you
Lives
to vote?
Matter,
And
not
what
the
hit your spirit to
organization.
say,
The
yes, this is the
organization
time
is
to
a
do it?
scam.
Honestly, because I think that George Floyd really woke up a lot of people who, including myself, who
We could at least shake
I was
our
vocal
heads
and
now,
outspoken
Nikki.
about racism. I put it in my lyrics. I put it on T-shirts. I would talk about it in interviews. I was vocal about it.
You see how he
But
talks, right?
that
He's talking about
video,
it like,
in
why
that
is he doing
moment,
it? It's called
I think me, along
virtue
with a lot of other
signaling.
people,
He's talking
just
like
kind of
this
was
to
like,
make
all right,
himself look
like
better.
words
It's
are
not
simply
for
not
any-
enough
no
anymore.
other
We
reason.
gotta do
Yo,
something,
we don't
whether
care
it's
about Trump 2020 right now.
raising
okay? Get that
money,
shit out of here right
whether
now.
it's voting or all the above. We got to do something,
We're not talking about
and
pushing any narratives. Okay?
I'm
This
ashamed
guy's gonna
that
spam Black
it
Lives
took
Matter. Nice.
that for me to be like, I need to raise money and I need to vote. It's a shame, and I don't know. I guess it snapped a bunch of people out of it. And even if you were vocal and whatnot, it's time to actually put your money where your mouth is. It's time to go vote. It's time to just stop talking about it and be about it. And it's been time for that, but like I said, I'm ashamed that it took me this long to actually really, really be about it, but I'm here now.
So, Russ, we all know that this is going to be your first
Man,
time
virtue
voting.
signal-
Tell me what that
signaling
right
experience
in
is
front
going
of
to be like for
everybody
you
and
in terms
nobody
of
cares.
what you're excited about.
I think what it's gonna do for
That's
me.
funny.
It's gonna let me know that I'm
Black lives do matter
contributing
already.
to something bigger than myself, and I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm being about it. Because for so long, and I know I'm not alone with this, but standing on the outside and just screaming about this and that, and this should change, and this, it's like, all right, but did you vote?
I still don't see
And
how
so
they could
I know
so many
it's gonna feel good to know that
successful black people
I
and
played
still
a
say that they
small
oppress.
role.
Just like
And
probably
that's the problem. I
all
think
the music
the
you listen
mentality
to are
of
from
like
black artists.
my vote doesn't
Say that.
matter needs to be changed to
I want you all to I want you all to put 10, just think about it in your head. 10 famous celebrities in your life. I am sure at least five of them are black. Just keep that in mind. At least 5 of them are black, and there's a reason for that. It's because they're not oppressed. My girlfriend is black and her family is black. They don't feel oppressed in America. Weird.
Russ, philanthropist, artist, community activist, first-time voter. We appreciate you for
Yes.
doing this. Okay.
thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, more talking.
Yeah.
Destruction of the
So
United
cities
States.
like Atlanta and Chicago have been at the forefront of the discussions, especially now in this country when we're talking about COVID-19 and systemic
Yes,
racism as well as
COVID-19, but
police
you
brutality
can't
and
get
what
a
we can do in
haircut,
this
but you
country.
could
Again, we're
have protests
continuing our
and stuff, right?
conversation, letting you know that your
Riots.
voice is your vote and your vote is your voice. We can change where we are in
Here's
this
what, right?
country currently. I'd like to welcome in
Yeah.
Vote
Chicago
for a
Cubs right fielder
Democrat. Let's
Jason
see
Hayward. I
Chicago
appreciate you.
mayor.
I brought in Atlanta and Chicago because I know you grew up in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, more specifically McDonough. Let's be technical.
Right?
And
Vote for this woman.
and you have been very vocal throughout this entire time in terms of what our country's been experiencing.
for her, right?
Let's look at the past month and a half, if you will. What has
This is
been
what
the
you're gonna
hardest
get.
thing
You're
for
gonna
you to
get
deal
this
with?
if
The
you vote
hardest
for
thing
her.
for me to deal with, Carrie,
You
this
vote for
last month has
this.
just been going
This is what you
from
get.
the virus shutting everything down
There's a
to
reason. She's
us
an
being
evil
called to
woman.
action.
Look at this.
We've had
What the hell is
multiple
that?
police brutality situations.
What the
We've
hell
had
is
people
that,
protesting,
though?
wanting to get the message out.
I
But I
mean,
really realized
I'm
that I
not
need to be a
laughing
part
at
of the
it.
positive
No,
message
you know what she
and make
looks
sure
like?
that doesn't get lost in all the chaos going on for
Was
people to actually
this
hear from a reasonable, respectable person who cares about everyone involved.
A reasonable, respectable person who cares about everyone involved, which leads us
look at
to
this?
more than a vote. It is a beautiful
It's
collective
uncanny.
of Black athletes and artists. You are a part of that.
And it's
Talk
the
to me
same
about why
person.
that's important for you right now. On this, be a part
Same
of that
person.
collective.
To me personally,
God, look at it.
it's important to be a part of
That's
that
it.
because I've somewhat used baseball
This is
and
an
my
evil,
craft as
angry
an
black
excuse
woman.
to not
Tough.
get more involved
She
in
is
voting.
evil.
But I can't any longer
She's
use
not a nice black
baseball
person. She's
and
an
work
evil
as an
black person
excuse
because
not
she
to get
hates black
educated
people.
and not
And people
also
wouldn't
to
realize how much
show
she hates
people like
them.
at any moment
She
in
is an
time, any
actual
walk of life,
racist.
we can make a difference.
So tell me in your words, what does activism look like for you?
In my words, it looks
Good.
like LeBron James,
Black
the
Lives
biggest
Matter
athlete right now
all
on the
over,
planet,
destroying
speaking
Cubcats
up
because of
and
George
breaking the
Floyd in a
ice for
total
everyone.
different
And I
state,
think
right?
for the first time,
Let's
people
see,
see and hear from
Chicago.
us. So now we have white teammates, we have teammates, we have other people
Let's see
speaking up and
Chicago
realizing,
murders,
okay,
right?
like this is how we go about doing this. And to me, right now, social media, athletes speaking up, entertainers
Let's
speaking
see
up,
Chicago
like we're trying
murders,
to do with
right?
more than a vote.
You said something I thought was so key because covering sports for
There have
so
been
long, I know
428
that
homicides in
it's tough
Chicago
for
just in
black players
2020.
specifically in Major
Someone
League
call
Baseball
you
to talk
evil.
about how they feel.
I'm evil.
Adam Jones did it
So
in a
what?
very eloquent
These
way
black
early
people that are
on, but
dying
there are
every
very
day to
few that are
homicide,
vocal.
black on
You
black
said you
homicide,
all were
that
afraid. Why
is
use
that
that word and why were
racism?
you afraid?
You was afraid because in 2019 there were 68 of us total, and there are 38 teams. There's 25-man roster on each team.
Oh,
There's a
this
40-man
person just
roster,
blocked me.
which is on each team as well. And
But
there
hurts.
aren't
Can't
many of us.
accept
So
that.
we're outnumbered in that sense, but not always in a negative way when it comes to our teammates and our clubhouses. But
Yes.
to get to this point, you have to move a certain way. You got to be careful what you say. You can't ruffle feathers. You can't come off in any
No.
way. Much
Think
like
about this.
other black
This
entertainers,
is
much like
Chicago murders.
yourself, probably having to live through life
Right now,
every
let's
day. But
look
to get
at
to the highest level,
let's
you got
just
to
search
button
up
up. You got to be seen and not heard. So
what's a
baseball,
very
like I
Republican
said, it
state.
was time for us to try and speak
What's
up
a
and make a
Republican
difference
state?
and show it's okay to do so
Random
because we
list,
can't be
let's
quiet
see.
any longer.
That is a button up, be quiet, be seen but not heard. That is
Let's do
an
our own
expression that a
research,
lot of black
guys.
folks
Do our
can
own
relate to
research.
in whatever aspect of professionalism that they experience, especially if they don't work for themselves. They just feel that. That is also a socialization that we have as black folks, well, especially like you said, if you want to get to the higher level.
Let's see.
And for so long, I felt it bubbling right underneath the surface that so many of us who were in whatever positions we were, who had platforms, were tired of
Obviously,
pretending, looking the
California
other way,
is-
and spending so much time making others comfortable while we were
Let's see
uncomfortable.
ours.
Someone-
Do you
right?
feel
Someone just
that
tweeted
this
to
is
me,
the
TF,
type
this Fortnite thing,
of
showing
movement
this to
that is
little kids.
sustainable, or is it
Arizona
just for a time?
murder.
It takes everyone joining in on the conversation, and right now I feel like more than ever there is little things as possible to distract from bigger issue. And we saw on draft day, we saw
Nope,
our
I wanna
president Theo
see
Epstein holding up the sign saying Black Lives Matter
homicides.
and wanting
Yeah,
to include the rest
yeah.
of them be in that. But now we're having those conversations as well. So I definitely think this is
Look at
sustainable.
this.
And it's not always just going to be the popular thing to do. You know, this is something that people want to get right because
We
they
could
know
just
we
look at
care.
it like this.
Jason, you said you think it's sustainable, that what you're
So
seeing, especially with your
2018
colleagues in baseball, that this can
homicide
be
rates,
something where you're feeling more comfortable, feeling more safe to share how you feel about social
Alaska
injustice
has
and police brutality. What are you doing
pretty high
right now in
crime.
this moment with your platform
Louisiana
to
very
help
high.
change how we look at
Let's
voting
see.
and how to educate the culture and the
Where's
community about
Chicago?
voting?
Well, first, what I'm doing, Carrie, is joining up with More Than a Vote and joining up with
Chicago is
other
like a
athletes and
killing field,
entertainers
basically.
to get that message out and use our platform in that sense as a group. And try to create a brand with this to make it something that's not
New
just
York is
about
like a
the election
killing
coming,
field
make
now.
sure that it's
This is like a
about
war
people
zone.
getting educated for years to come and figure out where to
I
vote
wish there
and
was
how
like
to
more
vote.
websites like
We've got
this
people in different areas
for
that cover different
other
demographics
states.
and influence different areas of people. And as a baseball player, as a black baseball player, I feel like
Why
now
does
what we talked
everything have
about
to be
is finding the
black,
time to show
black,
people that you can use
white,
your voice in
whatever?
your
Because that's the
profession.
thing.
You don't
To
have to be
stop
afraid.
racism, you have to
And to
stop
me, that can help someone, help a
segregating.
kid
These people want to
growing up. He can see
segregate. They
me, he can see
segregate
other
them by
guys that we're in the
separating
video we
blacks and
posted
whites.
saying, hey, this is what they're standing for.
They're
They're
trying to say
speaking up for
black and
these
white
things,
people are
and it's
different, but
okay
they're
to
not.
want to play baseball.
Let's
It's
see.
not lame. It's not something I have to be as afraid of as I
Let's
was
see.
before. So I feel like that's my role in this.
Let's see.
I have a younger brother as well. He's
NFL.
24. He also plays baseball. So I've got to lead by example. I can't just always, come up with a good
Let's just
answer that
search up
sounds good
NFL,
on
right?
TV.
This is
When I
the
get asked a question on,
racist
what do we need
America
to do
we
to
live
make
in.
changes, I'm joining up here to make
See
sure
how
that I
much.
take action and get educated myself. For one, so many people, I feel like in Atlanta, they're on the
These
move.
are all
Well, when
black.
you want to try to make a vote and try and cast your
That's
vote, you
not
have to do
racism.
it by mail. You have to sign up for the absentee ballot. Then you have to
Look at
get
this
another ballot
playing
in
that
return.
sport
They have to send it
together.
back to you. Well,
They're
for
more
me
blacks
personally, they
playing
didn't send that back
the
until it